Update. Am I the a-hole for inviting my ex to my graduation? Original post. Hey there. My current situation got a bit complicated, but I really can't see if I did anything wrong, which is why I want to ask here. I, 28 female, married my ex-husband, we'll call him Elias, 28 male, straight out of high school after dating for 4 years. Our families didn't have much money, and college for both of us was impossible, so we talked about it and decided that one of us would attend first. We literally flipped a coin, and he was the one to attend college first. We made a contract. I wrote it on a piece of paper because we didn't even have a printer back then. That said that even if we ended up divorcing, the pact of helping me attend college would still stand. He attended college locally, and both sets of parents helped with tuition, books, etc., while I worked to support our household. He graduated, and a year later, life got in our way when he started working and I was preparing to enter college. After another year, he told me he had started to fall in love with a co-worker, we'll call her Lorna, but that he respected and loved me enough not to do anything. He said maybe we got married too young without really thinking it through. We talked a lot, and although I still loved him, it was true that we hurried into marriage. And with how busy we both were, it was obvious we wouldn't make it work for much longer. So we decided to part amicably. He said not to worry about anything because our agreement still stood. Both sets of parents helped me with my tuition and other expenses, and he rented me an apartment near college and gave me money for utilities and groceries, so I didn't need to work. Well, fast forward to this year and I graduated. Yay! Elias moved far away for work and is now engaged to Lorna. I also attended college locally, so I still visit his parents and help around with chores or just keep them company. I had the date for my graduation and they gave me 4 tickets. But one of my classmates asked if I wanted hers too, because she was only inviting her parents. I was actually thinking about inviting Elias, so I said yes. I called him the next day and told him I had extra tickets if he would like to attend with his fiancée. He was actually excited about it and said of course he would, and told me to give him the date so he could request time off to come. We chatted for about 45 minutes, and he also told me not to worry about the apartment because he would continue paying until I got a job. I thanked him, and we hung up. My graduation ceremony was last week. It was very nice, and all my loved ones were there with me. After the ceremony, my ex-in-laws told me they had made a reservation at a restaurant to continue the celebration. At dinner, my ex-in-laws gave me a gift and said that in their hearts, I would always be their daughter. My parents gave me a present and a speech as well, and then Elias gave me a little box. Inside was a cute necklace with a pendant of my initial and a little dragonfly. He said he had it custom made. I was really touched by everyone, so I got up and gave everyone a hug. When I got to Lorna, I said I would hug her, but only if she wanted it. She laughed and said, "Oh no, I think I'm okay." Then I got to Elias and we hugged. He said, "I'm really proud of you, Cricket." And we laughed. He used to call me Cricket because he said I never shut up. Everybody went home shortly after, and I'm pretty sure Elias and Lorna went back to their city. The thing is, since Tuesday, I've been receiving a ton of DMs and text messages telling me I'm a homewrecker, that I should take a hint, and that if the man moved on, why can't I? They're saying I'm obviously still obsessed with him because I've been single since the divorce and leeching off his kindness. So clearly someone wasn't happy with our agreement or the reunion at my graduation. I don't know if these are all fake accounts from Lorna, or if it's Lorna and her friends, or just her friends taking matters into their own hands, but it's freaking me out, because they are basically calling me every name in the book. I talked to my parents about it, and they want me to tell Elias's parents to put an end to it, but I have the feeling that would only make everything worse. I really have moved on. I think of Elias as my oldest friend now, and the reason I've been single all this time is because my courses were really hard, and I didn't have the time or energy. I also wanted to give myself time to experience being single and living alone, because I moved from my parents' home straight in with Elias. So I really wanted to just be me and get to know who I am outside of being married at 18. I'm thinking of just changing my phone number and not giving it to Elias. But at the same time, I still don't have a job and he's paying for everything, and it feels bad icing him out. But was I really the a-hole for inviting him? I never thought it could be disrespectful to Lorna. But maybe it is? I'm really confused. because I wasn't expecting such a bad reaction over a simple invitation. Now for the top comments before reading the update. I don't understand all the hate. I think it was a lovely gesture to invite them both. You and your ex sound amazing and mature. You got married too young, but it sounds like you both handled the divorce with integrity. You put him through school, and he put you through school. That he did so after the divorce shows what an upstanding guy he is. Lorna should be proud of him and be secure that he will always do right by her. Lorna needs to call off her flying monkeys. It sounds like Lorna was mad about it and sent her friends to harass you. I'd forward all the messages to your ex and ask him if he can make this harassment stop. Congratulations on graduating and moving on with your life. I hate it when people think you've only moved on when you get a new guy. You have moved on by getting your education. Now focus on starting your career. Live your best life and love will find you. A man is the last thing I need right now, haha. Thanks. Not the a-hole. Y'all kept up the agreement. You need to tell him about the messages. She's not being fair to you when the both of you were just following the agreement you made when you put him through school. I wonder if she knows about it now. I never really thought about whether he ever told her or not, but if he didn't, it would explain her behavior. OP, you need to screenshot all messages you get or got regarding this situation and send them to Elias. If he never told her, that's on him. You absolutely do not deserve to be treated as evil for an agreement you and your ex made while still together. Show him the messages. I screenshotted everything when I first got them. I blocked them, but at least on Instagram I still receive some. Now for the update 2 weeks later. I didn't expect to have an update so soon, but a lot of things happened, so I might as well update. I'll do my best to keep everything as chronological as possible. The next morning after I posted, I texted Elias. I didn't want to bother his parents with petty drama, especially because I wasn't 100% sure Lorna was the one behind all of it. So I told Elias I didn't want to make a big fuss over it, but that after they left, I had been receiving pretty offensive texts with a clear message, so it couldn't be someone who didn't know about our agreement. He immediately asked me to send him the messages and the phone numbers. After about 30 minutes, he called and apologized. He said that one of the phone numbers was indeed Lorna's, and the others were her mom's and her sister's, but he didn't recognize the remaining ones. He apologized again and told me he would handle it, and I left it at that. After a couple of hours, I received a new message on WhatsApp from an unknown number asking me if I was happy meddling in another relationship and telling on her, saying that I tried to ruin her relationship and other things. I sent it to Elias and blocked the number. I didn't hear anything from anyone until 2 days ago when I went to pick up Elias's parents to take them to the mall and found him there. I was confused and asked him what happened, and he told me we would talk later. He offered to take his parents instead of me, but they refused, telling him we already had a date scheduled and he wasn't invited. Yesterday, Elias asked if we could talk, and I said yes. We met at a cafe near my apartment. He wanted to talk at my place, but I declined because I didn't think it would be appropriate. We met and he said he had something to tell me about him and Lorna. I told him it wasn't really necessary because that was between the two of them, and he told me he had broken up with her. I was a little shocked, but also curious, so I asked if it was about the messages, because although I found them annoying and disrespectful, it didn't seem like enough to break up a relationship. He said not really, but that it was the last straw. He said he had wanted to move back for a long time to take care of his parents, but Lorna refused because I was always there. She said the only way she would move there with him was if he told me to back off, but he couldn't do that because he knew his parents wouldn't allow it. He then said they had actually been having a lot of problems because she was always bad-mouthing me and checking my social media, even when he told her to stop. I told him he didn't need to tell me any of this. He got quiet for a long moment, then said, "I'm so sorry." I told him it wasn't really his fault, and he said he was sorry for our divorce. He said his relationship with Lorna hadn't been working for a long time, maybe even from the beginning, but he refused to break up with her because he felt he had to prove something, like he had to stay in that relationship, or else our divorce would have been for nothing. He said he was sorry he was too weak to fight for us, and that he got scared because all of his friends were living the single dream life, and he got jealous. He said he broke up with Lorna because he wasn't even sure if he actually loved her. After my graduation, they went home and she complained the whole trip. And then out of frustration, when she got home, she tried to break a little dragonfly figurine I had made for Elias on our first anniversary. I didn't even know he still had it. He said he got so mad and realized he had to end it because at that point, they were just ruining each other's lives. I didn't know what to say, so I just patted his hand and asked him about his job. He said he quit, but his supervisor told him to think about it and gave him vacation time for 2 or 3 weeks, so he's spending the holidays here. I told him not to think too much about the past and to just move forward, because what else do you say to that? Anyway, our parents apparently already made a whole arrangement to spend Christmas together. Even my sister is coming from another city, so that's nice, but it also gives me some anxiety. I think that's all. I don't think anything significant is going to happen after this, but I'll update again if something changes. Happy holidays, and thank you for all the support and advice I received here. Well, what an outcome. I think he needs to be unattached for a while and get some therapy, but I imagine it feels nice to be told that he made a mistake. Whatever you choose, OP, I hope your decision makes you happy. Happy holidays, and update me if something else happens. Honestly, I had to tell myself I wasn't the problem for a while, but hearing it from him did feel nice. Like closure, maybe? He left you for her, and now he left her for you, and he's trying to get back with you. Expect some kind of a move from him during the holidays. I'm not saying you should get back with him, just be prepared. To be honest, I feel like he needs to be single for a long time before entering another relationship. Maybe even therapy or something like that. Yes, I agree. That's the healthy way. But you know, there are people who cannot be alone and jump from relationship to relationship. Plus, he's sorry for what he's done to you and maybe wishes he could go back and undo the divorce, so to speak. Anyway, of course you know him best. Oh, and congratulations on your graduation. I can't lie and say no feelings were stirred when he said what he said, but I feel like it's better to just leave everything in the past. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents I hate them, and I hope they enjoy being alone with my sister when I turn 18? I, 17 male, have a sister, 15 female, and we share the same parents, 49 and 48. Our family has always been difficult. My sister was diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder at a young age, and later, she was diagnosed with intermittent explosive disorder and another behavioral disorder when she got a little older. The people she has the biggest issues with are me, my dad, and our maternal grandma, who used to take care of us for our parents when they worked. She's not as bad with my mom as she is with the rest of us, but she doesn't listen to anyone in authority, and she was always in trouble for not listening to teachers or other adults in charge. She's been so violent since she was 6 that our grandma had to say she could no longer take care of the 2 of us after school. She was willing to keep taking care of me so I could get a break and my sister would have one less victim, but my parents said no way, either she takes both of us or none. So my dad quit his job and stays home to juggle everything with my sister. They get calls from her school daily, and she was expelled from 4 different schools because of her violence and behavioral issues. CPS has been in and out of our house, and my sister has been sent to facilities for extra help for kids with her kind of issues, but she never came back any different, and she steadily gets worse every year. I have been in and out of the ER a few times. A few months ago, I got so tired of everything that I went to my grandma's house and planned to stay forever, but I was forced back home, and CPS and the judge didn't think I needed to be removed from the home. My parents also really restricted my grandma's access to us because they were mad she went along with it. The caseworker basically let my parents off the hook because they put a lock on my bedroom door, but my sister has broken through 11 locks in the last couple of years on my door alone. She has also broken my parents' lock in their bedroom door a couple of times. My mom always acts like I'm being dramatic because I tell them I don't want to be afraid to sleep or let my guard down when my sister is home. But again, I've had frequent ER visits, and she has crazy strength when she gets really angry. She's not afraid to be violent in front of other people, and she has no respect for anyone. I've been struggling with my anger since I was forced to move back in. I hate seeing my parents' faces, and when they act like I'm not supposed to be angry, it makes it worse. We got into a fight 2 nights ago because I stay out of the house basically all day, and I work my butt off, so I have a good reason not to be here. They told me I can't keep avoiding my family, and that running away was never a good answer, and I lost it. I told them I'll blame them if anything ever happens to me, and that I hate them, and hope they enjoy being on their own with my sister when I turn 18, because just like Grandma, I'll be done and they won't be able to do anything about it. They acted like I wished actual harm on them or something, because they freaked out when I said it. But the thing is, I meant what I said. I want nothing to do with them or my sister. I'd never let her back in the house if it were my choice. She freaks me out with how violent she gets, and other people have gotten violent back with her, and it did nothing to make her back off. She just attacked them harder. Am I the a-hole? Every time your sister does anything remotely scary to you, call CPS. Every single time. Even if they don't do something right then, it will accumulate, and your parents might get frustrated enough to let you go live with your grandma. Abandon ship as soon as you turn 18. Make sure you have your documents safe from your parents. Not the a-hole, and I'm sure you're counting down the days. Hopefully your grandma will take you in and you have plans for after school. Grandma would let me live with her anytime. It's my parents and the system who put an end to it. Otherwise, I could be safe with her right now. How long ago was your last court appearance? You should keep a voice-activated recorder with you whenever you are at home. You have less than 12 months to go at this point. If you moved out now, they would be unlikely to force you back. Also, do you have copies of your ER reports and the CPS reports? It was a few months ago. I don't have copies of any reports, and right now I don't trust CPS with anything. Their reports would screw me more after what they did, I feel like. I don't have ER reports or anything either. It's unfair that you have to feel unsafe in your own home, and your parents apparently think that's okay. It is not okay. Why are they so against you living with your grandmother? They use BS reasons like I can't abandon my family or that I'm their kid, not hers. But I think the real reason is that they want another person to be her target, so it's divided more, and not always on my dad primarily, and my mom a little at times.